Error rate is one of those metric people love to gloss over, but that's the actually that's the dark mirror of the system's head. So most reports just say that error reports was just 2% and just move on. But if you dig deeper, the error rates reveal the ugliest truth about a system. So things most testers, the performance testers, don't dare to talk about. So here I will take you through the silent story in the performance testing. So when I say silent story, it's because we normally don't talk about error rate, or we normally even don't take it to the end users or to the business, right? So today we're going to see about what is error rate and how does it impact our performance testing. So when you hear the word error rate, what does come to your mind? Right, so in the performance test, most people think it's just a simple percentage. In fact, in the report we just added as a simple percentage of like 2% or 3% or even maximum 5%, but something out of like 10,000 requests, if 200 failed, then the error rate equals 2%. But the hidden truth is the error rate is one of the most misunderstood and one of the most misused metrics in performance testing. So firstly, not all the errors are equal. So when I say not all the errors are equal, so it means a 2% of error rate might mean that a handful of 404s on static images. So you might be getting 404 page not found error on static images, or a flood of failed logins, or even timeouts on your payment API. So now you could have seen the uh, differences in the errors, right? So the percentage alone hides the business impact. So when you keep all these as a percentage, you are just combining all these, but just imagine all of these are different. So for example, if 2% of checkout request fails, that's millions in loss, right? And then if 2% of fetch profile picture request fails, the business barely notices, right? So same error rate, but they are radically different. They radically bring different impact. The second thing is the error distribution matters more than the average, because most error reports just show a flat 5% error rate. But are those reports spread evenly, or are they happening in sudden bursts? So you have to understand how does it occurs, because the burst errors usually means the capacity exhaustion, like database connection pull limits or any other capacity related issues, maybe a server related issue, server capacity issue, CPU, the memory. And then the steady or the low level errors often signal there's a misconfiguration, or there could be a bad script. So if you don't break it down, you will never know what is happening in the system. Thirdly, many testers ignore the hidden errors. Yes, we normally ignore the hidden errors. So your monitoring might only count HTTP 500s and 400s as errors. But what about these socket resets? What about the half closed TLS handshakes, or the retries that has been masked by load balancers? These don't always appear as application errors, but they still crush your performance. For instance, if you have a CDN, so you know what a CDN is, right? So if a CDN retries failed requests quietly, your error rate might show as 0%. That's a hidden error, right? But your throughput graph will reveal these dips, that is the CDN errors. The throughput graph will definitely show that you can't hide these failures from throughput graph. And that's the ghost of the hidden errors. And next, the silent scripting errors. So this is the most uncomfortable one, because sometimes the errors are not the system at all, they are your test scripts, the correlations that you have missed, the sessions that have expired, the wrong headers you have added or you have missed. So suddenly your error rate spikes, but the application is innocent. It doesn't know what to do, because it follows you. So that is the dirty little secret that nobody likes to admit in front of the stakeholders. So all we say is we're facing errors, and that's it. And then the timing errors. So timing errors are really deadly, because in high load tests the errors often appears as timeouts. And now timeout does not just mean the server is slow, because they often mean the queues are overflowing, right? This is your system whispering that I cannot take any more load, please leave me. And here's the kicker, because timeouts usually appear before your throughput gets collapsed, and that's your early warning sign. So if you're brave enough to listen, then you are good to remove that. Yeah, so we will see more about errors in our next video. So until then, it's bye bye from Mr. Shanmugam and your favorite Little Star YouTube channel. Take care and bye bye.